So we integrated Omniconvert Reveal with Klaviyo, and we already exported the Reveal customer profiles into Klaviyo. Let's see how to use the data now in Klaviyo, because as we've seen in the previous video, which you can find in the description below, we have all these profiles now in one big list, which is Reveal customer. The first thing to do is to thinking of creating the RFM segments into Klaviyo as well, as they are not exported, customers are not exported into segments, but in one big list. The first thing to do is to start creating segments in Klaviyo for each of these RFM groups. And here's how to do that. We go to Lists and Segments, create list segment, and select segment. And let's name this, let's say I want to create segment for the soulmate group. And I'm going to select a condition for my definition, which is properties about someone. And I'm going to type in here RVL, RFM, group. I'm going to select group name. And from this list now, I'm going to select soulmate. And I can create this segment now, or I can add a bit more to it. Now thinking there are many parts in the world where you cannot just send email marketing out to just anybody. You would need people's consent. Now this is the part where you will need to think what you need to include in this segment's definition to ensure you only have in here contacts that can actually receive email marketing communications. So it could be either that someone is or is not suppressed from email, or is in a list or not in a list, like for example in the newsletter list, or is not within the EU, or I don't know, even properties about someone, accepted marketing, if you have this information available in Klaviyo, anything like that. And once you're done, create segment. Okay, and you get to see how many people are there in this segment. And you will do the same for each RFM group. You can use a segment to trigger a flow, or use it to send out a campaign, or you can use customer properties from Reveal directly into triggering a flow. And let's see how to do that. So for example, I would like to create a flow for this soulmates RFM group that I just created. So I'm gonna create from scratch, and I'm gonna say soulmates nurturing. I'm gonna create flow. I have two options here. So one option would be to select the segment and choose the segment soulmate. I have it in here. This is very easy. And what I see in here is that I can restrict the flow to only certain people. And if I do this, I will have the option to add a flow filter, and I can select a condition. Let's say I would like to send this only to customers that have at least 10 orders. Yes, so a soulmate probably has at least 3, 4, or 5 orders, depending on the scoring for your RFM. But let's say I would like this flow to go only for customers that have at least 2 orders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select properties about someone. In here for dimension, I'm going to search for RVL delivered orders count. And I'm going to say is at least 10. I'm going to save. I'm now creating a flow for soulmates that have at least 10 delivered orders. And in here, the rest is up to your imagination.